Hey, do you want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating right now. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take your conversation with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. I've hosted my podcast on Spotify for Podcasters since day one, so I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. Have you ever felt yourself constantly doing things you don't truly want to do? Or feeling stuck in a cycle of obligations and regrets? Or even feeling lost, like you don't know up from down or what you should do from what you shouldn't do? Sometimes our routines get old and dusty, and we have to implement newness and variety into our everyday lives. But how can we truly implement newness and a variety of things we want to do when our intentions are unclear? What is going on, beautiful people? You are listening to the Affirmations for Black Girls podcast, where we focus on personal growth and cultivating a healthy relationship with ourselves. I am your host, Tyra, the creative actress, content creator, and mental health enthusiast. Now, you guys, before we jump all the way into today's episode, first of all, I'm super excited about it. But before we jump in, I wanted to just say a couple of announcements. Did you guys listen to the episode last Wednesday? If you're like, girl, what are you talking about? We have just started rolling out Pep Talk Wednesdays, where we do a super short episode just talking about, honestly, something to pep you up for the rest of the week. It's really like a nugget for the hump day. That's really it. We're rolling it out to see how it works. Last week, we talked about some amazing things. Not going to tell you what. Go listen to the episode. It's only about 15, 20 minutes long. But let me know how you guys like that. We're still going to be having our Sunday episodes. As you can see, we're uploading on Sunday. Lately, I'm gonna be transparent. I have not been uploading on time all the time. And I know y'all really rely on a schedule. But just so you guys know, the schedule is every Sunday, unless I tell you guys otherwise. And now Wednesdays. I don't know if it's going to be every Wednesday or every other Wednesday for the Pep Talk episodes, but you'll always get a Sunday episode for the Affirmations for Black Girls podcast. Now that we're done with all of that housekeeping, so you guys, the reason I wanted to do today's episode is because I have been feeling, and I've told you guys this in previous episodes, but I have just been feeling lost and doubtful and just uneasy and worried about what's going on with my life, and I don't know what's next for me, and I've just been feeling kind of blah and all of the things. And today I had a phone call with one of my best friends, and we were just talking, and I knew this, but just talking it through with her made me realize that this is something that, I needed to go ahead and lean all the way into and go through with. So I was talking to my best friend, and we were just saying how, like, over the last year, like, there's been so much change in my life. Over the last 2 years, there's been so much change in my life. As you guys know, I just got out of a relationship in December. So that was a huge shift, because it really blindsided me. I didn't expect our relationship to end. We were doing very well and all of the things. So there was nothing that made me think the relationship was going to end when it did. And you guys also know that Lexi passed away last year. So this is also the first year that I'm living in LA alone. So that's also been a huge adjustment for me. And granted, I technically live alone when you have a pet, but this is the first time where I am the only living body in my home. And I didn't really think that it was going to be so much of an adjustment, but it has been kind of a huge adjustment for me. So there's been so much change, and I don't know, I just haven't felt grounded in that way that I have felt in the past. And from that phone call, well, actually, the other day I was sitting on the balcony and I was journaling, and I was just like, God, I don't know what's going on. Like, I just can't shake these feelings and all of these things. And while I was journaling and saying all of this stuff that I've been saying to you guys, it popped into my head to just write a list of things that I'm excited about right now. And I wrote down the things that I was excited about, and then I started to write down things that I was excited about doing. Let me grab my notebook and see what I wrote. Okay. So I wrote down, and this was on June 29th. I wrote down what's important to me right now. And from this list, I have 14 things on this list, and it's literally the first thing on it is making my apartment home. Now, and the next thing is loving on me more, and then being present and spending more time with me, gaining confidence in myself, unwavering confidence, things like that. So after I wrote this list, I was just sitting there and I was just pondering and just reflecting on like how I feel and taking inventory. And then it popped into my head to write a bucket list for the month of July. So this episode is going to be all about writing a monthly bucket list, and we'll dive in a little bit more, but we do have to get into our affirmation of the week. So, with that being said, our affirmation of the week is I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. If you can close your eyes and be present in the moment. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. Let's say it one last time together. I anchor myself in daily rituals that promote calmness and clarity. You know what I love about that affirmation? It's the part about anchoring myself, because lately I have been feeling lost, like I'm drifting away, like I just don't know where the next step will be or what route I'm going. And anchoring yourself in a daily ritual can truly ground you. So, like I said, I've had all of these big life changes and I haven't felt calm or clear. So, I decided to make this monthly bucket list that we're going to jump into to help bring back some clarity and calmness into my life. So, with that being said, you guys, I created a worksheet so you guys can follow along with me. We're going to go through my monthly bucket list and how I have it divvied up. But if you want to pause the episode now, pause it, click the link down below to download your free worksheet. Print it out, put it on your iPad, whatever the case may be, and fill it out as you listen to the episode because we're going to go through everything that I put on my list and why I put it there. But the first thing I did before creating my list was, like I told you guys, I was sitting on the balcony and I was just reflecting and I was journaling and I was writing and I asked myself, what is important to me right now and what do I need right now? So pause the episode if you need to pause it, but we're going to jump right on in. Intention is powerful. Setting intentions helps clarify your goals, your desires, and it helps you understand what you value. It allows you to gain clarity on what you want to achieve or how you want to show up in the different areas of your life for you. Clarity and focus provide a sense of direction and purpose, and it reduces feelings of confusion or being overwhelmed. And once I set my intention for this month, the month of July, I immediately felt a little more clear. So, like I said, I really dove deep into this monthly bucket list, and I'm actually very excited about it, you guys. But I set my intention for July and I was just like, okay, I have to have something because, especially in this season of my life, I'm 28 years old, I'm building my career, but there aren't any, I'm living in LA, but I'm just living for a lack of a better way to put it. Like, I don't have any hardcore deadlines or any huge milestones that I am in the process of achieving, in a sense of I'm not getting a degree, I'm not working towards anything that, has a timeline on it. So it really just feels like I'm living. Like, I have big goals. Like, I made my list of goals at the beginning of the year and all of this. But right now, I'm not feeling like anything is in arm's reach or within my grasp. Um, so I wanted to set my intention for the month, and I decided to set my intention based on what's important to me right now and what I need most right now. So my intention for the month of July is to ground myself, to really make sure that I am grounded and I am rooted and I am putting my mental health first. So, if you're looking at the worksheet, the first thing on there is your intention for the month, and this can look like a lot of different things. Your intention could be to laugh more. Your it could be something simple like that, or it can be something, deeper, like my intention for the month of July is to focus on my mental health, to be in a more positive, to gain a more positive mindset. Whatever the case may be, just take some inventory and see what it is that comes up for you when you say, what is most important to me right now and what do I need the most of? So, I think this monthly bucket list is something that I'm going to start implementing at least for the near future because I am in a space where I need small, actionable goals. And it also has helped me prioritize self-care and exploring new activities and cultivating a sense of purpose and fulfillment where right now in my life, since I don't have any big things that I'm celebrating or, working towards, it doesn't really feel like I have much fulfillment coming up and I don't really have much short-term purpose. And that's what makes life so crazy because I do have goals and I have all of these milestones that I do want to hit, but there's nothing in the near future that I'm like, oh yeah, in 6 months I'm going to have this or I'm going to do this. And I really want to start celebrating smaller things more. We always say that, and I've said that in the past, but celebrating the smaller things and having smaller actionable goals and like a wish list can really help give you that sense of fulfillment again. So, with my bucket list, I divided it into four separate categories. I divided it into brain, body, heart, and pockets. And I did that because when I was reflecting, I was like, okay, Tyra, what does your brain need? What does your heart need? What does your body need? And then I was like, okay, but I still have to worry about my pockets, like what's going on in my pockets. So that's where I got the four categories from. Um, and in the brain category, it's like mental health and wellness. The body category, I did anything physically, like, massages, stretching, things of that nature, your physical well-being. And the heart is the big one. The heart is everything else, like your heart and soul is this category. So what does your heart need right now? As I said, I've been feeling very worrisome and doubtful and just honestly afraid and scared and just all of the things. So my heart needs a lot more Jesus in it, but I also need things that will make me feel fulfilled, make me feel grounded. That's my intention for the month. And I need to lean into that more to make my heart happy. Like I was saying earlier, I was like, what would make my heart happy right now? How can I intentionally make my heart happy? And then my pockets are obviously things for my pockets. So my career, how I make money, and all of that. Now, I limited it to five in each category because that's 20 things. That's 20 actionable things that you can set your mind to complete in a month. But when you're doing this, be mindful of the things on your list. Don't overload yourself because this is supposed to be something that's very low stress and adds excitement and fulfillment back into your already busy life. So think of that. For example, in the body category, I wouldn't say I'm going to run a 5K, train for a triathlon, be able to lift 500 pounds. I wouldn't say all of that for 1 month. So let's really give ourselves grace and really take our situations into consideration when we're making these bucket lists, because it's not a wish list, it's a bucket list. It's things that we want to be able to check off at the end of the month. We want to be able to get all of these things done on a monthly basis so we can look back and have a sense of pride and accomplishment, like yes, we accomplished something. It's all about cultivating a positive mindset. Now, as I said, I chose heart for this huge category, but it can include things like self care. It can also include adventure, creativity, and community involvement. So you truly have to ask yourself, what does your heart need right now? So if you want to do the list together, go ahead and pull your list up. I'm going to read some of mine. So I'm starting with the brain category. The brain category is everything learning, everything knowledge. So in mine, I have the first one is to meditate at least 5 minutes a day. I do meditate, but I have not been meditating lately, you guys. And I can tell the difference in my mental state and my emotional well being when I take a second to meditate and be present with myself and spend time with self. So I want to start meditating again for at least 5 minutes a day. Each day I'm going to aim for more than 5 minutes, but this is a small, actionable step that is feasible on a daily basis. My next one is 31 days uh a 31-day streak of Duolingo. So July got 31 days. I want to have a 31-day streak on Duolingo. Duolingo is a language learning app, and right now I'm learning Italian. Add your girl on Duolingo. I don't even know if you can add me without knowing my phone number, but add me on Duolingo. Um Oh, yes, I can. Okay, so I'm going to put this link down below. If you want to learn languages on Duolingo, I put a link down below to invite you to the app. This isn't like an affiliate link or anything like that, but if you want to be friends on the app and see how much I'm learning and whatever, go ahead and add me as a friend. But you can learn a lot of languages on there. I have Spanish, Italian, and I was trying to learn Irish, y'all, but that was super hard. So I'm gonna give Irish a rest for a little while. I minored in Spanish. I cannot talk. Oh my gosh, I minored in Spanish in college, and it was great. So I just use Spanish on the app just to practice and stay sharp. So you can learn other languages. I have some friends that are learning French. One of my other friends is she was learning Japanese. That's super hard because there's different characters and stuff, but very fun. And it's something that I have dove back into, and I like it. I'm already on almost a week streak. So, and I had a streak at the end of last year, but everything that happened with my relationship, I just kind of put it on the back burner. And now I'm back and I'm super excited, and I want to do at least one lesson every single day. Now, let me hold on. And because I'm like hype about this, y'all. Let me tell y'all something in Italian. Now, when you first start learning a language, you learn like food and basic things to say, like girl, boy, man, woman, stuff like that. So I'm going to say the woman, what I want to say, the woman has the butter. I know you'll probably never use that sentence, but that is one of the lessons I was doing today. Okay, let's say, la donna ha il burro. Ooh, your girl is bilingual, trilingual. Okay, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Anyways, I love it because you can like it asks you to actually pronounce things. So if you want to say like, let me give you a quick little lesson. I know y'all like, Tyra, why are you off topic? Okay, listen, this is my life. So to say thank you in Italian, you say grazie. And I can't roll my R's, y'all, but you kind of roll your R a little bit, but I can't roll it. My rolled R sound like I can't do it. Don't judge me. But grazie is thank you. And then if you want to say you're welcome, you say prego. Please is per favore. There you go. Now you know how to say thank you, you welcome, and please. And then hello or hi is ciao, and bye is also ciao or arrivederci. Okay, that's it. Let's move on to the next one. So, the third thing for brain for me is I want to look for a new therapist. So, as you guys know, I've had a therapist for a long time, and I think just like with relationships, sometimes you just want something different. So, I really want a therapist that is a black woman. My last therapist wasn't a black woman, and I just want to experience that. I've only ever had one therapist, the therapist that I had, and she was definitely great, but my body is telling me to venture out and, try something new. So I'm going to start looking for a new therapist this month. I also want to do a 1 hour Skillshare course. Like whatever class is an hour or less, I want to do it because I've been paying for Skillshare for a long time and I don't really use it. So if you don't know what Skillshare is, it's a learning app and people put courses on there. You can learn a lot of stuff about a lot of things. So I really want to take like a animation course or a writing or a poetry course. Just something to help massage my creative muscles in a different way. I think doing different creative things can really fuel you for your actual creative like wants and like career and things of that nature. So as an actress, I want to massage my creative writing muscle and draw a little bit, paint, all of those things. And then the fifth thing on my brain portion of my bucket list is to finish the Boundaries book that I was supposed to read in January. Now, as I said, y'all, life been life, and you already know I have not finished the first book on my reading list. And if you're listening and you're like, girl, I was wondering where my emails were for the book list, I'm so sorry. that's that's really all I got to say. I'm so sorry. Life been life, and that's all I got to say about it. But I hope you guys have continued to read those books. I'm also not really a big reader. So it's a muscle for me to even read a physical book. But I really want to finish the book that I have on setting boundaries. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's the fifth thing. And I really want to get it done. Now let's move on to the body. The body category is things that my body needs. Like I've been paying more attention to my body, and I literally just asked myself, what does your body need, Tyra? So the first thing, I really want to get a massage. I haven't had a massage in a long time, so I want to get a full body massage, a Swedish massage, like a 80-minute one. I don't ever do the 50-minute anymore. I always do the longer one because by the time 50 minutes come, I'm just getting revved up and I need an extra 30, 40 minutes. So if you want to get a massage, I highly recommend getting the longer massage, especially full body. I also want to get a facial. I haven't had a facial since like 2018. And I want to start taking more care of my skin. It's been breaking out a little bit more because I work out so much. So I'm always sweating. So I just want to start that routine of getting a facial and pampering myself and taking care of my skin and preserving the quality of my skin and the healthiness of my skin. The third one on my list is go to a chiropractor at least once a week. I have a membership at this place called The Joint, and it's a walk in chiropractic service. And I just go get, spinal adjustments. But I will go and then I won't go for 2 weeks and then I'll go again. So this month I want to go at least once a week. So that's 4 times this month. And it's great for, taking pressure off of your spine and just, you know, it's just like taking your car in for an oil change. I do a lot of high intensity interval training, so it's very hard on my body. So taking care of my instrument is super important, and I want to pour more into that. And the piggyback off of that, my next one on my body list is to stretch more. I plan on stretching at night before bed for like 10 minutes. I found a couple of YouTube videos that are like 10 minutes of stretching, and even in the Calm app, they have some stretching and things like that. And I also, you guys, I linked the Calm app down below. I literally always do. Give it a try. There's a link to a free trial down there. That's the app that I use to meditate. I also listen to the sleep stories on there, and they even have these stretch videos. And I also listen to the lo-fi on there. So it's a great wellness app. Try it out. Um, and the last thing under my body list is to lay out in the sun by the pool. And I really want to do this because I don't do that often. I don't just lay somewhere and not, feel like I have a million things to do. So I'm super excited to lay by the pool, put on some Black Girl sunscreen, and just sit and spend time with me and get some vitamin D. Okay, question. Do you like the music I use for the podcast? Be honest, y'all. Well, I love it, and I get all of my dope beats from Epidemic Sound. If you're looking for the perfect music for your podcast, Instagram videos, TikTok, YouTube channels, or anything royalty free in general, I am telling y'all, Epidemic Sound is the way to go. Affirmations for Black Girls is proudly brought to you by Epidemic Sound, the ultimate music library for creators. All of my favorite creators use it, so I decided to start using it too. And the curated albums and themes literally blew me away, y'all. I can literally go on there and search songs for podcasting or songs for blog videos or listen to curated lists featuring Black artists. Now, I have been using Epidemic Sound for almost 5 years now, and I can honestly say I swear by it. You get high quality royalty free sounds, a wide range of genres, moods, and even sound effects. So today, if you use my link down in the show notes, you can try Epidemic Sound for free for 30 days and see how you like it. And yes, everything you use the music on for your free trial remains royalty free, even if you don't stick around for the subscription. But you guys know that I do not share anything that I do not swear by, so give it a try and let your girl know what you think. Oh, and the sound effects and the track used on this ad are also from Epidemic Sound. And once again, the link for your 30-day free trial of Epidemic Sound is linked down below in the show notes. Now, let's get back into the episode. moving right along into the heart category. Now, this is the big one. This is the one that I think you guys should sit and really think about what you want to put in this list, like what is most important for you in this moment, in this month, because you only have 31 days to do these things. So truly think about what is most important to you right now. So piggyback off of your intention, refer to your intention. What intention did you set for the month? My intention is to ground myself, to really make sure that I feel grounded and secure and anchored to this spot in my meaning my life. So the first thing that I put on my list is to go home because my family definitely grounds me. They make me remember why I moved out to LA. They help me, they pour into me in a way that I literally cannot explain. It's your family, you know. When I go home, I just get refreshed and I'm just filled with this familiar love that I can't even verbalize. But I think I need a little bit more of that. And I also haven't seen my daddy all year. So I want to go home and I want to spend some time with my daddy. I miss my brother and I miss my mama. So I really want to see them. I want to go home more often for shorter periods of time because I used to go home for a month at a time. And that's just too long to be outside of my own space. So I would like to go for shorter periods of time so I can be present in that time that I am there and create amazing memories with my loved ones. The next thing on my heart category is to do a DIY project in my living room. I really want to paint a statement wall. Well, it's a couple of walls, but I want to paint a couple of like pieces of wall in my living room. You guys, I just signed a 2-year lease. I'm in this building for another 2 years. And as soon as I signed that lease, a little bit of worry and anxiety left because now I know where I'm going to be living for the next 2 years, you know, God willing. So I'm like, okay, it's time to truly finish this place off as a home. So I'm going to paint 2 of the walls in my living room. And I also have a DIY project that I want to do in my bedroom. So, and that's a separate thing. So paint that wall and do the DIY project in my bedroom that I have planned. And the fourth thing is spend more time with God and use pocket prayers. Now, spoiler alert, on the podcast on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about pocket prayer. So please tune in. I think it's going to be an amazing pep talk episode. But I want to spend more time with God in different ways than I have been. I want to explore my relationship with Him. And one thing that I don't do often is actually read the Bible. Like I'll read Bible verses, I'll search Bible verses for how I'm feeling and all of that, but I want to actually sit and read the word and learn the stories and just spend time in his presence. So that is a big thing that's on my heart category. And then the last thing in my heart category, this one is all over the place because it's so much, like so much can make your heart full. The last thing on my heart category is to grill at least 3 new things. I'm really trying to learn how to grill, you guys, and we have grills on our rooftop. So I really want to take some time to play around with food again. Some of you guys may know I'm a pastry chef. I went to culinary school after I graduated from college, and I've been wanting to dive more into the food space again. Just for myself and, to use this degree that I pay for. But I really want to grill and really experience the fullness of my rooftop during the summer months. So I think that'll be fun. I literally was on the grill yesterday and it was so fun. And I was like, oh wow, like I really want to do that. So I added this to my heart category. And now we've made it to our last one, the pockets. Ooh, you guys. Now the thing that I want to say about the pocket category is that um really sit and think about the types of things you want to put on this list for this month. You have 5 spaces, but you don't have to do 5. I didn't have 5 until literally right before I started recording the podcast. I added a last minute one, but think about what your pockets need or what you need from your pockets and what is feasible in 31 days. So the first thing on my pockets list is to update my Fiverr account. Fiverr is a freelancer platform. I've been out of office on there for a couple of months, and I just want to update everything just to reflect who I am now as a freelancer. So I just want to like update my videos, my photos, things like that. To really fine tune my offerings and, all of that stuff. My next one is to post 31 days on Instagram, you guys, Instagram Reels. The reason I'm giving myself this challenge is because lately, creatively, I have been getting in my own way. Now, this is under my pockets list because you guys know I'm a full-time creator. But in the videos, and I, do video content first, but in the video space, short form content has been the bane of my existence. So I really want to flex that muscle and really get out of that mindset of short form content is so difficult for me to create because it's not. I'm just psyching myself out. So I really want to force myself to post for these 31 days. And the intention behind it is to get rid of that mindset that I can't do it or that I have to have these long or these really elaborate shoots and things. I'm going to use a bunch of content that I already have and I'm going to post it. And it's just going to help flex that muscle of Tyra, you just here to create. And hopefully a couple of brand deals come from that. The third one is, ooh, y'all gonna get me for this. The third one on this list is to post on time for my podcast. Ooh, you guys, we're here. We're posting on time. We got this. I'm trying to lean back into it. As you guys know, a lot of changes in my life lately, and I'm trying to find my new normal. So, as I said, the podcast Sunday mornings, there I post them at 6 a.m. My time, which is Pacific time. And then now we have the Wednesday pep talks. And I also got rid of the subscriber feature. I know I had some subscribers, but the reason I got rid of it, and I just want to tell you guys, is because the platform was so primitive that they had it on. Like it just didn't work. And I didn't think that people should be paying for something that I couldn't even really do much with. So that's why I stopped the subscriber feature. And just in case you were a subscriber and you're like, what happened? That's what happened. I would rather wait until the platform that they used was, better. In a nutshell, I wish it was better. And when it becomes better, I'll open it up again. The last, no, I have two. The last two things on my list. One is I want to post more affiliate links. I'm an Amazon influencer and I do make money from that. And I want to post more of my affiliate links. And then the last one on this pockets list is I want to take at least 2 days off from my job. I want to take 2 days off. Honestly, I should up that a little bit, but I want to take days off to truly rest. And I put that under pockets because I think it's important in your pockets category to figure out spaces where you need to lean into more versus having monetary or number based goals. Like, I want to make this much money this month. I don't think that's not what the bucket list is for. It's to think about where you need to lean into yourself more to set your future self up for success. So what do your pockets need right now? Mine definitely needs an update on my Fiverr profile. I definitely need a challenge to reframe my mindset around posting content as a content creator. Posting on time and being timely is very important, so that's how I came up with that those 5 things on that list. And that is my entire list, all 4 categories. And as I continue to move through the month, every time I accomplish something on my list or I complete something on my list, I'm going to highlight it so I can just celebrate myself for accomplishing something that, one, is fulfilling me, and accomplishing something that will pour into me and help me become the person that I want to be. And then at the end of the month, after everything has been completed on the list, amen, take some time to reflect and see what you learned, see what you experienced emotionally. How did you feel about completing these things on your bucket list? Really reflect and journal about it. And if you at the end of the month, send me an email and let me know how this worked for you, because it's truly important to make sure that we are doing things that pour into us and don't just revolve around our careers. Setting intentions and being mindful of the things I spend my time doing have been my saving grace lately. My normal routine of getting me out of a funk has not been working, so I had to reflect and look within and see what shifted inside of me that kept me unbalanced and in an almost steady state of worry and feeling uninterested with my current lifestyle. Setting intentions can provide clarity, focus, motivation, and inspiration, help build self awareness and self reflection, and most of all, boost your mood and help cultivate a more positive mindset. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes life gets stale, y'all. It's important to set small, attainable goals and celebrate yourself for accomplishing them. It's even more important to make sure the goals you set for yourself aren't all based on excelling at a specified skill, but in this case, focusing more on pouring into you and filling your cup in the many ways your body is telling you that you need to. So if you haven't finished your bucket list, take some time, fix yourself some tea, put on some gospel or some lo-fi, and sit with you and have a conversation. Tyra, what does your brain need? What does your heart need? What does your body need right now? How can I intentionally make my heart happy in the next 30 days? The simple task of making a monthly bucket list can truly transform your mental health and your attitude towards this season of life you are currently in. Uh-oh, y'all, you know what time it is. It's time for our fun closing segment. Now, you guys know we've been talking a lot about this season of worry and doubt and just feeling blah and setting intentions and trying to get back on track. I just posted on my Instagram a prayer that I want to share with you guys, and it's actually one of my pocket prayers, but I wanted to share this with you guys for our closing segment today because it really hit home on Instagram. So I'm just going to read it, and this is our closing segment. So if you guys if you can, close your eyes and we're going to get into it. So this is a prayer for when you're in the in-between season. Dear God, I'm not where I used to be and I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. I'm holding on to the dream that you gave me despite the reality I'm in now. I know that if you called me to it, then you will see me through it. Please give me the strength to stay the course. I know that even though I can't see over some things, I can see you. And if you're with me, then I'm not lost or behind. I'm right where I need to be. So you be God and I'll be faithful and I'll meet you at the places that we talk about. Amen, amen, amen. You guys, ooh, that was a good one. I feel like a lot of people are in an in-between time. So I think this prayer will help. I hope it helps. That is all that I have for you guys today. I know that was a short closing segment, but I really wanted to share that prayer with you guys. So stay tuned for next week, or stay tuned for Wednesday, and we will have a very fun pocket prayers episode coming for you on that Pep Talk Wednesday. And that's all I have for you. So make sure that you join us again on Wednesday or on next Sunday for a new episode of the podcast. Make sure that you subscribe, rate, review the podcast, and follow us on Instagram at affirmationsforblackgirls, on Twitter at AFBG_podcast, and on YouTube at affirmationsforblackgirls. Thank you guys so much for listening. I cannot wait to hear about your monthly bucket list and see what you guys come up with, how this month goes for you. I wish you an amazing July, Jesus. I wish you an amazing July and first month of Q3 of 2023. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Affirmations for Black Girls.